Hi and welcome to Drummers Review. I'm Nolly and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at a Jobeky Compact Pro e-kit and low volume e-cymbals. Jobeky is a UK-based family-run company that's been building custom e-kits since 2005, and their speciality is in the realistic look and feel of their kits, such as this Compact Pro that we have here today. The shell pack consists of a 20 by 14 inch bass drum, 10 by 7 and 12 by 8 inch rack toms, a 14 by 12 inch floor tom, and a 14 by 5.5 inch snare drum, while the low volume cymbal setup features 14 inch hats, 18 inch crash, 20 inch ride, 18 inch china, and 10 inch splash. Pricing wise, Jobeky offer the Compact Pro e-kit as a package starting from £1,399, which includes the 5-piece shell pack, the 14 inch hats, and then the 18 and 20 inch cymbals. The kit that we have here today features a couple of premium options such as that surf green wrap, the maple bass drum hoops, and if you wanted to add in the splash and china, you'd be looking at £79 and £125 respectively. Before we go any further though, let's see and hear a little bit more of this kit in action. Even having seen realistic looking e-kits in the past, this Jobeky kit is extremely convincing. It makes such a difference to have the correct size diameters on the shells and cymbals, both from the perspective of the visual and also from the playing experience. A lot of people find the look of your average e-kit to be off-putting to the point of not considering them, especially for live uses, so the fact that this Jobeky kit looks so much like the real deal is quite a substantial selling point. This particular shell pack comes with a surf green wrap, which is definitely an on-trend colour at the moment. The chrome hardware has a bit of a retro look to it, and from a distance, the only giveaway that this is an electric kit would be the rubber edge on the hoops. Once you get up close, you can spot the mesh heads and the jack outputs, though neatly these are disguised as air vents. And one really nice touch is the way that the cables from the rack toms trail down through the bass drum, although this is another premium option. The e-cymbals resemble low volume models that we've seen from other brands, featuring many drilled holes across the entire surface. That said, these ones also feature a rubber edge, which kills any resonances and reduces the volume when struck. Jobeky also sells a whole range of e-cymbals which very closely resemble real ones, though these ones do give off a lot more volume when struck. Overall, the playing experience is going to be really impressive to anyone who's spent time on e-kits before, though for drummers who are used to playing acoustic kits, it's still going to feel a little bit foreign at first. Even though the mesh heads are similar to those that you'll see from other manufacturers, the fact that you've got the correct diameter of each drum goes a long way to improving the authenticity of the feel, especially when it comes to the bass drum, which feels a lot more convincing than bass drums we've felt from other manufacturers. It's perhaps a little bit tighter and bouncier than you'd typically set up an acoustic kit, though if you were to slacken this off, you'd start to sacrifice durability. The e-cymbals are a large improvement over the rubber pads that you get with most kits. They feel much closer to the real deal, and again, having the correct diameter across all of the cymbals goes so far to improving the playing experience. They do feel a bit softer and more buttery than most real cymbals, but if anything, it's actually quite pleasant, and we were surprised to find that the rubber edge didn't really do anything to reduce the natural playing feel of these cymbals. On the negative side, the hi-hat top does feel slightly unbalanced with the weight of that trigger hanging underneath, and we'd like to see a slightly larger bell on the ride cymbal too to make it a bit easier to hit consistently. However, these are both small details that shouldn't take long to get used to, and are both minor inconveniences next to the playing feel improvement that you get over using rubber pads. Finally, while these are low volume, you're still hearing that impact of wood against metal, so they are significantly louder and brighter than the mesh heads of the kit. This won't be a problem for most people, but if your playing and practicing situation requires that you make as little noise as possible, you might want to take this into consideration. One factor that needs to be taken into account is that the realism and the sound quality you get is going to be largely dependent on the drum module you use. Here we're using Pearl's Mimic Pro, which works really well, but if you want the ultimate realism, you're probably going to want to take MIDI from your drum module into a computer and then use a high-quality drum sample library after the fact. For recording, this gives you the opportunity to tweak the MIDI velocities for the most lifelike results, but it invariably does add complication and latency, so it's probably best steered clear of for live purposes. It strikes us that a Jobeky kit like this is mainly going to appeal to serious musicians who need an e-kit solution for live use. It may be that they need a wide variety of sounds and samples on hand, or that stage volume is an issue, but certainly that compromising on the visual is not an option. That said, it's not out of the question that some players might like to have a kit like this around the home for playing and practicing on, especially once you compare to the cost of a high-end e-kit from other major manufacturers. And one other option too is that in the future you'll be able to simply replace your drum module without having to replace the whole setup, which could save you money in the long run. However, what you do get if you go down the full big brand e-kit and module package route is the knowledge that all of the pieces are designed to work together optimally in a kind of plug-in and play fashion, which you simply don't get here. You're probably going to need to spend a little bit longer optimizing your drum module in order to get it configured correctly with this kit. A nice thing about Jobeky being a small company though, is you can simply pick up the phone and give them a call if you've got any tech issues, and they should be able to walk you through the setup fairly easily. My first reaction when I saw the cost of this kit was I was actually quite pleasantly surprised, especially considering the price that you pay for a full top-end e-kit package. A cheaper route would be to take an existing acoustic kit and to outfit it with mesh heads and clip-on triggers. These tend to not trigger quite as accurately, and of course you'd still need to figure something out for your electronic cymbal solution. For those who need a more permanent option though, it's hard to think of a better candidate than a Jobeky kit like this. But why don't you let us know what you think by leaving us a comment on this video. Don't forget to click subscribe and the bell icon in order to be notified of future content from us, and we'll see you next time at Drummers Review.